Look at Victoria. Look at the true statistics of COVID-19. SARS-CoV-2, a virus which has not yet been proved to exist through purification and isolation. I want to clarify something. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm saying it has not been proved to exist through purification and isolation. A virus which has claimed less lives than the seasonal flu. A virus which over 99.9% of people who are diagnosed with recover well and they recover quickly. A virus which has been diagnosed with a test which was stated by the inventor to not be used to diagnose infectious disease with. A virus which, when even looking at the supposed death cases, the majority of the time is only taking the lives of the elderly in aged care facilities with multiple underlying pre-existing serious health conditions. A virus which doctors don't even have to test you for to be able to diagnose you as a positive case or claim it as a cause of your death. The whole thing stinks to high heaven, and we all know it is a ploy to create fear through the mainstream media, which they are hoping will persuade us to accept over-the-top control methods and therefore accept our own demise. But we don't need to get into that again. The solution: become less reliant on their system and more reliant on each other. Speak to your neighbours and grow your community. Grow your own food and trade with those near you. Build relationships with others and start accepting these people into your life in a more wholesome way. We are all brothers and sisters. Be prepared for the worst, but live for the best. Guys, we are the solution. Make no mistake about it. We are the 99%. Let's have a jam. Hey, Paul.
I think that band just get a bit closer. Unless you want to get closer. Yeah.
Okay, you'll all know this song from the last couple of times. We are the 99%. So to the tune of She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain.
Just get the drummer sorted.
G'day everyone, I'm about to start a song. Is my camera blurry? It's really hard to see in this light.
We need a bigger stage, Trudy. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Well, you're never gonna make us from Mars. No, you're never gonna make us wear a mask. No, you're never gonna make us. You're never gonna make us. You're never gonna make us wear a mask. We're the 99%. Sing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 90. We are the 90. Singing we are the 99%. You can stick your coronavirus up your arm. You can stick your coronavirus up your arm. You can stick your coronavirus. Stick your coronavirus. You can stick your coronavirus up your arm. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 90. We are the 90. Singing we are the 99%. You can stick your poison vaccine up your arm. You can stick your poison vaccine up your arm. You can stick your poison vaccine. Stick your poison vaccine. Stick your poison vaccine up your arm. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 90. We are the 90. Singing we are the 99%. But you can stick your 5G towers up your arm. You can stick your 5G towers up your arm. You can stick your 5G towers. Stick your 5G towers. You can stick them 5G towers up your arm. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 99%. Yes we are. Singing we are the 90. We are the 90. We are the 99%. You can stick your new world order up your arm. You can stick your new world order up your arm. You can stick your new world order. Stick your new world order. Stick your new world order up your arm. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 90. We are the 90. We are the 99%. Let's slow down now. Well, I'd rather be a human than a slave. Well, I'd rather be a human than a slave. Well, I'd rather be a human. Rather be a human. Rather be a human than a slave. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 99%. Singing we are the 90. We are the 90. We are the 99%. Thank you.
Would she go to the bathroom or something?
I got up.
Check, check.
There's a Hopi Prophecy. Some of you may have heard it. They've been talking about this time coming, this time of transformation, this time of wake-up call. In Aboriginal Australia, I heard about this year 2020 in 2003 at Mungo Lake, which is the oldest known remains of history in the world. From a great auntie, bless her heart, she's on now, Auntie Alice Kelly, through these others, from a tribe that are visionary and artists in Central Australia that said, we're not planning to expand our families till after 2020 to see how we handle the changes. This was in 2003. Recently, I came back from India for an incredible gathering at the beginning of the year on this Saturn, Uranus, Jupiter, Pluto, new moon conjunction, which hasn't been around for 730 years. And 20,000 people came together at the most sacred mountain and stopped still. It said, this year, you've got to be still. You've got to listen to the still, small voice of your own sweet heart. It's time to have a space out from the raggle-taggle, run it, more, money god world, so that you can hear your own wisdom. We sat for 18 hours. It was amazing. I got sidetracked on the way to the Ecstatic International Dance Festival because I looked at the stars and I felt in my guts, and I thought this year is not just a celebrating year. This is a year to wake up to who you are. And as the Hopi Prophecy said, there's a river flowing very fast, there are those that will be afraid, but the elders say, let go of the banks, let go of the known forms, go with the flow. The time of the lone wolf is over. Gather yourselves. To take anything personal at this point in time, your spiritual journey will come to a stop. The time of the lone wolf is over. Gather yourselves. Everything we do now must be done in sacred ceremony and in celebration. We are the ones we've been waiting for. There's a more recent thing come out from the Hopi Prophecies that I happened to meet Thomas Banyaka, the last surviving one in '96, by hitchhiking in Colorado. And a very interesting story started evolving about how the American government has got the mines in Australia and all sorts of things I didn't understand. Coming back to now, the latest thing from the Hopi Prophecies says, we've been telling you you're at the 11th hour. This is the 11th hour. Find your family, gather your friends, grow your food, and love each other. Because it's time. It's time to stand up and be counted where you're holding your sleeve and claim I'm here for love. And let us not be tempted by fear or by greed. And let us not be tempted by shame or by need to allow a war by, with, for, or against terror or in any other name, or on the Mother Earth, she's our mother, she's given us birth, or on the bodies of your children. We are here to stand up and be counted where you're holding your sleeve and claim I'm here for love. And if necessary, we will do our dance all the way to the government halls of apparent power and demand a creative use of our country's resources. No uranium mining, no weapons of war, and no vaccinations, and no dependence on non-renewable energy sources, so that we have a home on this beautiful earth where we can learn the lesson of this human birth and give thanks for life on earth. This is love. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you all for coming. It is in this that we will arise. There's only one choice, and the choice is clear. You live your life from love or fear. Welcome home. Jingy Wong.
Right, guys, I need a chant leader. Who wants to get on a megaphone with me? Yeah? Right. Now, we all know the same old chant. I added one in.
That's okay, I'll get
And you have to promise you're going to repeat it to me, because if you don't, I'm going to stand up here look like a fool. And I can't sing. You know, most people say they can't sing, they can sort of sing. I can't sing. Right. So just repeat after me, guys. Yeah, I know, and it's been told. Yeah, I know, and it's been told. And TPR, that's the People's Revolution, for those that can't pick that one up. The TPR spirit is made of gold. Yeah, I know, and it's been said. Yeah, I know, and it's been said. I'll be standing up until the day I'm dead. I'll be standing up until the day I'm dead. Yeah, I know, and it's been told. Yeah, I know, and it's been told. COVID-19 is getting kinda old. COVID-19 is getting kinda old. Yeah, I know, and it's been said. Yeah, I know, and it's been said. The mainstream media is for the brain dead. Mainstream media is for the brain dead. Yeah, I know, and it's been told. Yeah, I know, and it's been told. The truth is coming out and they're getting cold. The truth is coming out and getting cold. Yeah, I know, and it's been said. Yeah, I know, and it's been said. The People's Revolution, it's been said. People's Revolution, it's been said. Yeah! Let's go for a walk. Just wait for me at the top, guys. We'll go for the top.
Still filming, I'm just trying to see where City's before I pick him up. I don't know if he's going to go for a walk or
We're just going to show you, so because you said about the heat force. So
Oh, okay, fair enough.
not go too far.
Yeah, I am live streaming, so you know.
Yeah.
Sorry I didn't get to pick you up
Hey
in time
guys,
or
can
give
I
you
ask a
advance
bit of a
notice.
sacrifice between maybe
thank
2
you.
or 3
I'll
gentlemen
come
who can
back.
help carry all this gear back to the car while we go for a walk? Also guys, while doing these negotiations, because we run so late, the boys in blue, they've got a home to go to as well, right? So if we can do this quickly, walk through the streets, get a message across nice and quick, I'm sure they'll appreciate that too.
You going for a walk there?
Yeah,
Oh,
you want
sorry
to go?
guys, wait.
Well, you've got those
Do you want us to go down the bottom?
yeah,
I think there's a
I
wet
gave
mark at the
out
top,
heaps of
so we'll leave that waiting
good
alone.
to
We'll
pass it on as you
start from
walk.
the bottom gates down here.
Oh, that is a good idea. Sure, do you want to go for a walk too?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay. Do you want to just hold that and just aim it somewhere?
Just like that, alright.
No, just get some out.
Ross, you can pass that out too while we're walking, eh? Yeah. Might as well. We'll get the message out. So what's the main agenda? What shall I say on that when I'm walking around? Peter, what's
No,
this?
you just say you want to fly up. So a lot of the information on there is about like the illegality of mandatory vaccination.
Oh yeah.
They're even giving it to other candidates so that they can use it themselves to educate people. It'd be nice if they got the credit in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's it. All right. Good.
So we're going to go for a walk now. If you just sort of...
lady that said she'll help out with the car.
Yeah, so it's got 2 different flyers and they're crossed, if that makes sense.
See if we can pass that out while we're here.
Okay, who else wants to help out?
Yeah. Just zooming out. No worries. So it's like a fly from the front and fly from the back because they're 2 separate ones.
Oh, we should have put them together.
Oh, sorry.
That makes it difficult, yeah?
Yeah. You can just not worry about it because I need to deliver more flyers anyway, so...
Yeah, because it would have been easy like that.
Yeah.
You can only get it like that.
Yeah, I get you.
Which one's more important than that one?
Just hand them out how you like them, if you want.
Alright.
Hello. Oh, yep. There you go. So it's 2 different flyers.
You're an amazing young man.
Oh, thank you very much. Besides, I'm a bit unco when I'm trying to gather these flies without them all flying everywhere.
Doing what they're designed to do.
Yeah. That's a good point. I should just like hire a helicopter or something. Hot air balloon. Lovely people here. So we're just about to go have a walk. As you see, some people are starting to mill around. So we'll go for a womble, whichever way you want to call it, and I'll go there as well. Hey, would you like a fire? Would you like a fire?
Yeah, Arjay, thank
No,
you so much.
That's all right.
You know, I had almost 4 hours of film that might have been lost forever because the battery just died. And lives, I don't know if it saves immediately or don't. Do you know what happens with the live?
I think when I had the protests on 30th of May, that I ended up losing the last section of it because I was live streaming, but it didn't save it. But I'm not sure if you can change it in a setting.
We'll need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Bye. There's a police officer or something. A little siren. So how's everyone been anyway? I'll just scroll up and read some messages, so it's more interesting than just waiting for the march to properly start. So I've been handing out these flyers. So I've got two different versions. It includes information on, mandatory vaccinations illegal, as well as mandatory medicine generally, why the border lockdowns are illegal, including intra-border, restrictions, mass gathering restrictions, all these other restrictions are illegal, I submit, and then it's also got some information about the electorate that I'm running in for Parliament, which is Surfers Paradise. Even though we're here in Brisbane, there's a lot of people that would be interested in the information, and hopefully then they can add more information to the debate instead of just being able to say, hey, look, it's unlawful, and not being able to say why, etc. So there are probably about 650 people, I estimate, and it was smaller than the last time, and if you actually calculate the size of the field, so it might even be less people. But, it's still a great turnout. Then there's Tricky, so I may as well follow him. So I'm not sure what they're doing in Victoria. Presumably they're not having any protests today. Maybe they are, I don't know. I haven't heard yet. I haven't had time. I've just been going around handing out these flyers, and then when I finished doing that, then
Alright, if we're going to go for a march, guys, just follow me down to that front gate. Bottom gate.
Then I, got on a live stream. So people are getting photos with Max Egan. Selfie time. And like I said, there's some really great people that turn up to these protests and rallies and whatever else way you want to label them. It's really all the same thing. Okay, no worries. Oh, sorry. Have fun. So we'll start walking. Do you want a picture with Max?
It'd be. Man, if you did colour a photo, you'd be rich, Max, you know?
Try and get Russ a picture with Max. Oh, I'm just saying, trying to keep it interesting instead of just being silent and people seeing a bunch of people doing nothing. Jeannie, you can look up the flyers on resetparliament.com. They've just got screenshots of the PDF of the flyers, so it has the information. It still applies to all the states and territories in terms of the illegalities, unconstitutionality, with one difference, and that is that potentially in South Australia it may well have been gazetted properly, or the law of notification might be slightly different.
I'm getting a lift with these guys, so just say goodbye to Kristen for somebody.
I brought a hat this time. Last time I was sunburnt for 5 days afterwards, at least. Yeah, but 5 days really bad. Then I was still sunburnt after that. But well, would you like a flyer? Or if you already got one?
What's the flyer?
So it's got information about the illegality of mandatory vaccinations, that kind of stuff as well, and other information. Thank you. Should have Pete Evans here. Pete Evans can sell his coconut water. I drink that when it's half price, otherwise it's too expensive.
It's good to see somebody good people here, eh?
Yeah.
Especially like Max and a few of the others.
Yeah. That's like the idea with the Kurrawa Park or Pratton Park in Broadbeach, that, you know, I was hoping to have, you know, somewhere between 500 and 5,000 people and get some really good speakers. I think so. Got some little quartz footpath. Rather hard to walk on this stuff. It's like giant grains of sand or something all rolling under your feet.
It's probably good for our feet if we had our shoes off. Give us that little massage.
Yeah. And the quartz energy will be in synced with time. You know, they used to stick quartz in watches because it vibrates one vibration per second, apparently.
Wow, nice. Really? That's interesting.
Yeah. That's why old watches used to say, you know, quartz on it, even in gold writing and whatever.
Oh, this video. A policeman in England has gone down. Yesterday it was so
Are you live streaming or just filming?
Live stream.
Oh. Been censored for sharing doctors' opinions on medical things.
Absolutely. I know. I've been censored about 10 times on each of my Facebook things all year. Bastards.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They fully booted it on YouTube or just Facebook?
Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Bill Gates has spent 1.85 million this year so far censoring.
No. Million or billion?
I think it's only million. I don't think it costs much to buy them.
No, fair enough.
You know,
They're like, give me
already-
50 cents, give me 50 cents, I'll say whatever you want.
Probably
Yeah,
in
it's
some
nuts,
countries,
isn't
yeah.
There are people that claim that there's certain people and organisations that focus on third world countries, and there's supposed to be a trick where, I don't remember what country it is in particular, maybe Nigeria or whatever, and they apparently make up fake news there, and then the news will, you know, using their American branches or UK branches or whatever, then they report that fake news as if it's real and say, you know, according to the Nigerian blah-de-blah, then X, Y, Z.
Right.
So that legitimises the information even though it's fake, and they don't get in trouble as much as, even though they probably never do get in trouble, but if they just manufacture the news directly, even though sometimes they do anyway, or most of the time they do, but you know, they can get away with more. Thank you. So you get one of the candidates?
Hope so.
Going to kick their...
Well, Alona's been working at it for 4 years, so you know, if anyone's going to be able to, it's probably her. She's got about 1,000 women up on the coast who have been, you know, she's been championing.
Yep.
So hopefully there's, yeah, I hope so. I just hope that enough of a message gets through to the government.
Yeah. But it's even like Rip My Fires, they relate specifically to the Gold Coast. We're going different ways. But it's got information on, you know, why compulsory vaccination's illegal and stuff like that. So even handing it to other candidates, and hopefully they can add that to their repertoire.
Exactly. Yeah, I've been a naturopath for 25 years. So I've seen so much vaccine damage and drug damage with people. So,
and a lot of, or probably a heck of a lot of the pharmaceuticals seem to be a lot worse than, you know, if people smoke marijuana or whatever as well.
Well, you know, it's funny. My joke is that NDIS is our unofficial vaccine damage program.
Yeah. I used to be a community service worker, so it's basically like a, well, sounds like you already know, so a nurse without the title, and I was looking after people with acquired brain injuries.
Yeah, right.
So that's interesting.
Well, it was funny with the transverse myelitis, because I've treated a couple, you know, with the side effects of the AstraZeneca vaccine.
Yeah.
So a couple of people so far. And it was funny seeing that, because I've actually treated that a couple of times in boys who, you know, did my natural therapy side.
Yeah.
For boys who did become paralysed after vaccines as a teenager when the Gardasil vaccine became mandatory.
Yep. Because all the boys have cervixes as well, of course.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, very important.
They start selling tampons to boys too.
And at the direct rate that cervical cancer has gone down, once they put in the HPV vaccine, the cervical cancers are going up at the same rate.
Yeah.
So it's really quite hideous.
Yeah, it's like a lot of doctors say that basically polio was just redefined out of existence. So you've got transverse myelitis, Guillain-Barré syndrome. My French isn't that great. What else? Non-polio acute flaccid paralysis.
Oh, well, I think as of last month, or maybe it was August, every case of wild polio has gone in Africa now. The only cases are Bill Gates vaccine-derived polio.
Yeah, and they had outbreaks in Papua New Guinea recently too.
Yeah, somewhere in
and Philippines
Africa
too,
well.
I think. Yeah. Well, there's even a man in the UK who he supposedly had a compromised immune system. He got vaccinated probably about 40 years ago now, because the story's a few years old. Will we make it?
To go.
Maybe not.
We've left it too late. The police were going to let us do it as one group.
Yeah, that's all right. They want us to get COVID. Oh no! But with the guy in the UK, it might even be 45 years ago now, but at the time he was vaccinated, say 35 years before, and then the virus has mutated in his body to be like deadly again, and he's been pooping it out every time he's gone to the public bathrooms and whatever.
You should be live streaming this bloody discussion.
I am live streaming.
Oh, are you? Good on you.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I can show you on the camera if you want.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
Just standing on.
Sorry, I sort of get so used to it, I forget to tell people.
Yeah, Dave. Are you in the first one?
So what area are you running for?
Chatsworth.
Oh, okay.
So Karina, Carindale.
Yep.
Belmont, Tingalpa.
Yeah. Yeah, you can introduce yourself.
Wakeley. Hi, I'm Madonna Guy. I'm the Informed Medical Options Party candidate for the electorate of Chatsworth. Give me your vote. We want freedom. We want transparency. We want to get rid of the lies.
And where's
so over it.
Yeah, and where's Chatsworth again? I know you just
so
said
it's
it.
East Brisbane. So this is sort of between Green Slopes, Manly West. So in that little nook that includes Wakeley, Tingalpa, Karina, Carindale. So that sort of area in there. Beautiful part of the world. Cool.
Hello everyone. I've got a hat this time. Save my bald patch getting sunburnt. I just flip the camera around. Again, we're just walking through Brisbane, and you know, I guess a lot of the action's up the top. I can't even hear the megaphones where they're doing their little war cries or whatever you want to call it. Just flip the camera around.
This might be my street in my car park. Nice chatting to you.
Bye. I'm Arjay, by the way. Bye. Yeah. Do you want to do a little walk-in interview? Talk about whatever you want. Yay or nay? No pressure.
You won't even need the police to police us. You won't even have these conversations.
So walking a different way than the normal walk for the Brisbane so-called picnics. Normally it goes, what way would that be? East first, and then north, west, and then south down this street. I guess the police have said to go this way or something like that. Often you get people tooting too, like showing support, but not at the moment. I guess it's hard to see the sign though, the ladies' club. Well, that's alright, you know, people don't have to support things as long as people have freedom of choice. As long as they're not, you know, severely harming others. You have to say severely because karaoke night. Anyway, so of course, you know, people should be able to choose what they like, and the reason why I say severely harm others is because otherwise people use ridiculous arguments saying, well, you are harming me because, you know, you are doing something that may or may not put you in a hospital and that'll cost me tax money, something like that, which is not a legitimate argument. Unless it's, you know, people doing something really stupid, like, you know, jumping from buildings on a footpath from more than 5 metres or something like that. You know, there has to be a balance of convenience, you'd call it, but well, that's what some people call it, that, you know, you've got to weigh up the pros and cons of everything. So you've got some lovely old buildings here. They've got gargoyle on the entranceway, whatever you want to call it, the threshold. So that's a printing office from 1910. Lovely sandstone building, and then there you go. There you go, it makes it more exciting when people are tooting. Could have police there saying, you know, oh, unlawful use of the horn. Yeah. Can you just hold that just for a second, just so I can put these flyers in the bag?
There's a site called Red Hill. And that's not something. But Red Hill, I haven't located it up, but that is
Thank you, sir. Do you want to try and catch up to the front, like walk past, or not really? I don't even know where they are. Commandeer a bicycle from one of the Uber delivery drivers. They're just here. Yeah, what's that? Neuron. Hey, hey, hey. That'd be pretty fun, but I've got terrible balance. But I do see it's got a white platform, so hopefully I wouldn't die.
Should be pretty It's not like a skateboard.
Yeah. Oh, your shoelaces undone too.
Yeah, I know.
Do you want me to hold your phone so you can do it up? Or whatever? So what else is there here? There's park there, I forget what that's called, but it's like King someone's park or Queen Victoria Park. They got a Queen Victoria statue. I take it it's Queen Victoria Park. I have been there before, but I think it might actually be King George Park, maybe. Is that King George Park or Queen Victoria Park or?
Probably Queen Victoria.
Because they seem to have a gentleman statue over there, and then they got Queen Victoria over there. Oh, they're doing a short walk this time, I think. So there's a casino, that's a treasury building.
You can see the flashing lights through the trees.
Oh.
Prefer we're down. Prefer we're back, don't we?
Yeah.
It's not like usual. Maybe towards the front more.
That's alright. Such is life.
Yeah.
Oh, is that not? Yes, I would know about that.
You can walk faster if you want.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to catch up, and oh, is it very dark? Sorry about that. So as far as I know, the protesters haven't been stopped or hampered this time. They might wait until the march goes back to the park and then give some fines to organisers that pretend they're not organisers, like Tricky Tritty. And just scroll up through the comments. The lady's name. So that was the IMOP lady. Do you remember her name?
No, I don't. Sorry.
I think I remember it, but I don't want to say the wrong name. So if you look up IMOP's candidate for the area including Carindale, that again I forget the name of the electorate, then that was her. She just happened to be walking past me, so I thought, why not give her the opportunity to have a little street interview. Hillary wants to move to Queensland, so there is a saying that the grass is greener on the other side, i.e. that sometimes if you're living elsewhere and you think, hey, Queensland might be awesome, then it is in itself, but there's a lot of tyranny here as well, but not as much as in Melbourne at the moment.
At the moment, yeah. At the moment.
Yeah, just wait until after the election.
Yeah.
Then will a tyranny come if the incumbent people are elected again. Play nice before the election seems to be a modus operandi of some people. And then as soon as the election's over, see what happens. Same as in the USA with Trump when he gets re-elected, which hopefully he does because he's better than Biden. But really they should have a preferential voting system or proportional voting and education on how to actually use it. Unfortunately in Australia a lot of people don't even realise that you make your own preferences. So, the question is, where are your preferences going if I vote for you? But people do their own preferences. But part of the point is that, once Trump gets elected, especially if he has a clear majority, then maybe he will fulfil some of his other promises that haven't been fulfilled, like, Hillary being investigated and, if appropriate, after a fair trial, then, potentially jailing her, as an example. But they're not going to do that before the election, and that's not trying to justify it. Here you go, we got some songs.
We are the 90s, we are the 99%. You can stick your proxy.
Here we go. So, look, we didn't need to catch up to the front. We've got the front coming to us. The second front. The second wave of protesting. Yeah, so presumably they'll go back to the park, but we're going to go back to the park now, but there might be another protest in a park in a couple of weeks, 1 week before the election, I imagine. Yeah, and Jeannie, with the communists invading, maybe they don't need to invade because they're already here. Yeah, it'd be interesting if it was in Melbourne. I'm sure it would have been stopped already. Just scrolling through some messages. Yeah, so we're walking around the city. So the protest was in the park, which is the Botanical Gardens along George Street and whatever the street is near that. Like, it's got a street that runs along the park as well. And I guess they have one on the back street as well. But then just walking around Brisbane a little bit. The Hilton, as an example. They got Lux Link, whatever that is. Sex shop, Club X. they'll hear "stick it up your ass" and they'll might get mistaken what they're singing about at that shop. You got some expensive watch places like Omega and Tag Heuer. There's a Cartier just in front of us. not used to walking this way. We've got, you know, $2,000 handbags at Hermes. Hermes.
You can stick your COVID-19 vaccine up your ass. You can stick
But no idea which way they went.
You can stick your COVID vaccine up your ass.
Thank you. But, not all of them, but that's alright. Yeah, apparently they went down this way. Yeah, I'll just say hello. I'll just say hello, Simon. Have you met Simon? Did you get a Bow Desert thing? No. Simon. This is Ross. Ross, Simon.
All right, Ross. I've got to get my daughter. She's up front.
Yeah, no worries.
You haven't gone the right way.
We're going towards the park, I think.
Does it go back to the park or does it go to King's Square?
It'll go straight to the park, I think. The park's just probably 200 metres, 100 metres. I get what you mean though. I still have to find Sid though because I've got to drive him home. Unless he's going with his lady friend. So you haven't cleaned that glass panel for a while. Oh, yep, cheerio. Bye. There's wing holes. Get some buffalo wings. Why are chicken wings called buffalo wings? That is a philosophical question of the day, Ross. Why are chicken wings called buffalo wings? Can anyone answer that, please? Maybe you know. We only got 5 people watching at the moment, but that's fine. Dead's up.
But when they were keeping it sold at Woolworths, you could see the all the Freemasonry symbolisms within the signage and that.
Oh, for chicken wings?
The buffalo wings when they had them in Woolworths.
Oh. Was it like Woolworths brand or?
Might be a Woolworths brand, yeah. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, they're advertising buffalo wings. You can see all the different Freemason symbols.
Yeah. It reminds me of Jessica Simpson when she had the singer, when she had a reality TV show, and it was probably a setup, but she's asking is tuna chicken, so that's chicken of the sea. Like, I imagine people are thinking, where do buffaloes have wings? Is it like their ears or something? The Greeks may have Pegasus, but Americans have buffalo wing creature. There's 7-Eleven, $1 coffee, cappuccino. That's alright. Makes up for their $10 like soft drinks. Can I get 1 coffee and 1 $10 soft drink? How many litres is that? What do you mean litres? Don't you mean millilitres? Someone can rent that joint, 100 Edward Street. He's got some jobs at Raw Energy. There's a fancy car, BK Commodore probably. Is it? Is it? Ooh. I bet that uses a lot of fuel. Listen or take off. Oh, I can't because he's going around the corner. Yeah. Meow. Yeah, that's a muscle car. Imagine what all the people were thinking when they just driving past or whatever. What the fuck?
What's going on?
Well, I didn't swear then, I nearly did. I said, what the fuck? wonder if some stalker's going to happen to drive by and then wait for me and then get out and abuse me again. Or wait across the road when I'm going around the corner, watching my live stream apparently, and then filming, and then being served with a peace and good behaviour order notice, which unfortunately won't be heard until the 2nd of November. But such is life, because a person continued to do their terrible things. There's Mr. Edwards Ale House. Maybe they got some nice beers there. You've got croquette, choquette. So it's not croquette, it's choquette. So I wonder if they sell chicken and you have to, if you have to choke your own chicken. Strangle the chicken, as the saying goes. You got a soup place there. Maybe they get some nice soups there. People in a bar. It says 1.5 metre social distancing, but people are shoulder to shoulder in it. And that's their choice. Oh, they got a moo-moo there. I went to moo-moo once in Gold Coast, Surfers Paradise or Broad Beach, whatever. Have you ever been to moo-moo?
No. Is it any good?
Yeah. It's expensive though. I helped someone that had a problem with immigration stuff, so they got me a $200 voucher and you had to spend it in one go, which would be stupid, but that's the nicest meal I've had in many years. Yeah, so it's a great song. I think it was a English or Irish dude that come up with the song. It was sung quite a while ago at a protest. I think the words have changed over time too, slightly. So some people with some fancy outfits.
Where do you reckon we go?
You can go through there because it's part of the park, or you can just go up and go through the main gates. May as well just go through the main gates. It's only up there.
At least there's traffic lights up there anyway.
Yeah. There's a gum tree. Is that a spotted gum? Maybe. Any gum tree experts?
Maybe it's silver gum.
Oh, maybe it's silver one. Oh my god. We had a gum tree when I was a little kid that when it rained it just looked silver and golden colour and whatever. It's really cool. I think it's supposed to be my mum's favourite tree ever. At Elizabeth, what's it called? Elizabeth Park.
They also call them widowmakers.
Ah, yeah. Wonder why they're called widowmakers. Reminds me. Ah.
They don't camp under them.
Yeah. Do you watch their videos, or have you seen them where they've got like people trying to pull down trees with cars and whatever, and then they have the tree fall on their own car and stuff like that?
Yeah, or through their house or whatever.
Yeah. Or knock down a building and just knocking down the bottom bricks, and you're like, I don't think that's a safe way to do it. And all of a sudden,
It's exit their bedroom. Oh,
yeah.
That wasn't part of the plan.
You said you wanted more air in the house. You don't have a wall there now.
That's all the load in. All the fresh air you need.
You just got to remember to like put something under your bed so you don't like slide down a little ramp that we've got. There's some really cool buildings here too. It is kind of hard to see some of them when obviously on a camera when I'm not aiming at them, but when they're so close together, whereas in Surfers Paradise say, or the rest of the Gold Coast, they have a lot of really cool buildings, but they seem to be spread out a bit more, or at least spread out more for how high they are. There's some flags. So you got the Aboriginal flag, the Queensland flag, Union Jack, New Zealand flag, German, some country of squiggles, is that Barbados or something, and then an Australian flag. Even though some people say the Australian flag has to be red. But anyway, got rooftop garden up there. Trees growing on the roof of the building. If the early bird gets a worm, I'll sleep in until there's pancakes. Look at all the police. Wow, there's a lot of them. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 that I counted, but some might be obscured by other people in a way. So just going back into the park now. So this is the City Botanical Gardens. It's actually bigger than the Botanical Gardens in Sydney, even though, well, I guess I haven't explored much of it, but the Botanical Gardens in Sydney may be more of a labyrinth, so it seems bigger, or maybe it's because whenever I've gone there I've been tired, so it seems a bit bigger when you're tired. Anyway, I'll start reading some comments when I get into this park. Obviously I don't want to be reading comments on the phone crossing the road. Some cool cars, BMW, I don't know what type it is. So for orientation, so here's a map of the Botanical Garden. So you've got the Brisbane River, it goes like big wavy thing everywhere. You have the Queensland University of Technology here as well, so they've got Garden Point. There's Parliament House just there. It says from a 5-minute walk. I don't think it'd really take 5 minutes to walk from here to Parliament House, unless you're walking pretty slowly. But normally the path from Protest here goes out this way, then down Alice Street, down Edward Street, then I think it goes down Elizabeth or Charlotte Streets, and then back into George Street, and then that's basically what we did this time. Normally it's the other way actually, just thinking back. So normally, what? Confusing myself. How do they normally do the march here? Or is this first one?
Go through King George Square and then
Yeah, so when I was doing my protest, it was King George Square, that's about here somewhere, maybe, or there, and then we'll go down here and then like that. But with this protest today, it went this way, but sometimes it goes the other way. But I remember with my stalker, alleged stalker, that she actually pulled me up there before we went there, so he must have went a similar direction once before. It's weird though.
Yeah, your protest is actually down here somewhere.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, so to King George Square. And there's the wiggly Brisbane river. This is my voice now. Hello. Oh, hello.
I was looking for you. I went all the way around here and back.
Oh, sorry.
No, we didn't.
Oh, that's alright.
No, that's pretty quick.
We did a short walk.
I'll be back. I'll just quickly finish this live stream and then just meet you here. I'll just go there. Sorry to be annoying. Yeah, so I'll just quickly go through some comments. Hi Tasha, hi Hillary, Jeannie, Edward. Look, we even got Ned Kelly on our side. Renata. Hello, Julie. Yeah, so they did end up singing it again, didn't they? I was singing, but I didn't want to be too loud when I'm near the camera. It's in Brisbane. Hi Stan, hi Wayne. Just trying to quickly scroll through. Sorry, I've got to drive someone home. So, hi Jane. So Hillary says, keep up the good fight for us all, Arjay. Really appreciate what you do for us Victorians. And then, yeah, so unfortunately you're still bound to the 5 kilometre limit. It's so stupid. I did answer about the information on my flyers does apply to every state and territory, including Victoria. And then with that one exception about in Queensland we have a particular Statutory Instruments Act that under Section 47 subordinate legislation that has not been made by Parliament, which is called exempted subordinate legislation, must be gazetted before it takes operation. And then Section 49 is that it must then go through a parliamentary process within, I think it's 14 days, otherwise it ceases to have effect and stuff like that.
Are you a journalist?
Sort of.
Nice.
I'm Arjay.
Nice, how's your day?
Not too bad.
What are you filming here? What are you recording?
Yeah, so we just had a protest. So it was,
are you in with the protest?
Yeah.
Nice. What is the protest about?
So about mandatory vaccinations, about COVID lockdown, about all sorts of things.
It's like people shouldn't be locked down.
Yeah, if you want to stay at home and be locked in your house, do it.
I mean, we're not locked down right now, so I can't really say anything about it.
Yeah. Want to do some tricks? Make the video interesting.
Can you film me?
Yeah, sure. Introduce yourselves if you want.
I'm Sam.
Sorry. Ready? Man sort of in the way. Okay, next. What's your name?
I'm not going to do anything.
Oh, do a trick.
Someone do a
Sorry.
trick.
I think it'll be very hard to do on this stuff.
Yeah, welcome to Brisbane. Are you guys here from Brisbane?
I'm from the Gold Coast.
It's really good here.
Yeah. Cool gardens you have here too. Cheerio, have a nice day. So Jeannie says about people getting sick from the flu vaccine, allegedly. It's important to say allegedly or I submit or whatever. Hi Sean. Hi Jace. Yeah, people used to have common sense. They have to rename common sense to like psychic abilities or something because so few people have it. That person's got a notice on their car. I wonder what that is. I agree with you, Hillary. Hillary says need to vote out Palachuk, which is Palaszczuk. No one knows how to spell a last name, hardly anyone, at least because it's Polish, so it's not a common English last name. So, and people, of course, like making nicknames for people. Just reading through the comments. Yeah, so about the 99%. Oh, look, there's stretch limo. So it's basically saying that there's an elite 1% of the world. Police are going to pull someone over or something. And that, you know, there's strength in numbers. It's like George Orwell. He apparently saw a boy one time. I think this was the inspiration behind his book that then was also made into movies and kids' movies, cartoons, whatever, Animal Farm. And that's really about communism, that basically, you know, it sounds great in theory and then they change the rules and really it's just killing one king to replace them with themselves. But basically he was walking along one time, so the story goes, just to show the police bikers chasing someone now. So there was a boy, just a 10-year-old boy, and he had this massive horse that he was with, like a Clydesdale, and he kept whacking the horse with a stick or a whip. And then he thought to himself, if only the horse knew its own strength, then, you know, it would overcome the boy who is, you know, hurting it, basically, is a summary. Just checking. Yeah, so it's good to add verses to make things more, what do you call that? You know, more relevant to certain people. So, and relevant to the current situation. So, you know, you can add about lockdowns if there weren't lockdowns before. Hi Natalie as well. Jeannie says Brisbane and the Sunshine Coast and Gold Coast are also beautiful. I agree, you know, there's beautiful places all around Australia. Yeah, so there's actually not much traffic here compared to like a year ago. It is a weekend though. And it would be good if more cars tooted. Hi Diane, I can't see what your link's to, but I see that there's a link, so I'll look at that later. Hi Brendan. So Brendan put another one of Anastasia's, you know, nicknames or whatever that I won't repeat. So he's referencing with China and election rigging potentiality that apparently the electoral roll databases, something like that, is being controlled by China, which is really stupid anyway. Why the hell would you give such information to any country, even if it was the USA? You don't want people to know where everyone lives and who lives everywhere and whatever. Hillary says, you're so lucky to have so much freedom. So, you know, everything's relative. So there's not much freedom here, but in comparison to where you are in Victoria, then, you know, there's heaps of freedom.
Imagine how chill it can be actually. It can be so chill.
There's a comment by Jeannie again, love watching and hearing you sing. I don't know how well my voice would have carried in the singing. I do sound a bit terrible. I did take someone to a karaoke competition, and was that 2 days ago, but apparently she buggered up. So, but she's actually a great singer, but they didn't have like the words or anything like that. And it's not what she was expecting. She was expecting it to be, you know, like normal karaoke, and then, you know, it wasn't. So she buggered up some of the words and then got frustrated, kind of thing. Hi Aquila. It says, hi, great work RJ at home, packing up to move today. Oh great, I hope you're moving somewhere nice. Anyway, I better bugger off. And yeah, so please like, share, subscribe. It wasn't so exciting necessarily today's video. Like I said, I was handing out flyers earlier, including to other candidates and whatever, to try and educate them and help them. They may well add that to their repertoire of, you know, legal information, legal knowledge, that kind of thing. And, you know, there's interested people here, even though, you know, it is sacrificing my flyers that cost a lot of money to print, but hopefully people, you know, learn from it and can use it to protect themselves as well. And basically, without educating people, then people don't know their rights. So Hillary says, we can't shake hands, hug or any of that compared to you guys on top of the draconian restrictions. And Wayne says, on your Arjay. I still keep forgetting Pepper's name. Sorry, I keep calling Pepper Sapphire. So the story with that, I don't know if I told you before, Wayne. That was a bit noisy. Was I have a friend who adopted a Brumby, and she called the Brumby Sapphire. So that's why I keep calling your dog Sapphire. So sorry, Pepper. Anyway, cheerio. Bye. Woo.